Welcome to everyone assembled here at Vivekananda Education Society. I, Ms. Saili Kharkar, on behalf of Operant Pharmacy Federation, welcome you to its third Foundation Day celebration as PharmaNEST 2020, an international conference on shaping the future of pharma industry, new era in innovation in biotechnology, pharmaceutical sciences and biosciences, with a prime focus on providing an opportunity to showcase and enhance scientific developments, discoveries, industry growth, as well as to prompt the highest standards of pharmaceutical industry practices and challenges for pharma academics and industry. The conference is focused on objective to provide opportunity to showcase and enhance scientific developments, discovery, industry growth, as well as to promote the highest pharmaceutical standards in the industry. The program would equip and establish a strong cooperation and linkage between the industry, academia, and professionals around the world. So let me start by briefing you about Operant Pharmacy Federation. Operant Pharmacy Federation is one of the biggest scientific communities, and it aims to spread more about the pharmacy profession by organizing different exhibitions, conferences, workshops, seminars, and camps. We feel proud that OPF is one of the internationally recognized easels for biomedical and pharmaceutical studies, with high quality reviews, original research work, short communications, ethics forum, case report, education forum, and others. They aim to contribute to the best efforts in the fields of pharmacy and biomedicals. At OPF, the OPF is working hard to create a positive impact in the field of global healthcare. We are focusing on research works, wellness, community pharmacy, along with the arrangement of national and international conventions like these. Promotion of causes related to the pharmaceutical industry and ethical business practices that are essential to ensure the success of our pharmacy profession. We are extremely glad to help the researchers in their dissertation work, as we believe that all the researchers are contributing equally to the field of pharmacy and biomedicals. The editors help in providing their works and honor them for their efforts in the same field. The research papers are also available online, which help the students and other researchers in knowing more about their industry. So with this brief introduction, I would like to begin by introducing you to the guests present here. We are privileged to have with us on the dais today Dr. Supriya Shidahe, Principal of the VES College of Pharmacy, Mr. Vikram Chaudhary, the Founder and Director of Operant Pharmacy Federation and Operant Incorporation, our Honorary Trustee, Shri B.L. Bulani Sir, the Founder and Trustee in charge of VES College of Pharmacy, Dr. Lakshmikant Gharat, the Vice President of Glenmark Pharmaceuticals in the field of drug discovery, Mr. Banuth Venkateshwarlu, the Assistant Drugs Inspector, Central Drugs Standard Control Organization and Director General of Health Services, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in the Government of India, West Zone, Mumbai. Today's special guest, Mr. Harish Jain, Director of M Biotech Laboratories Limited. Today's guest of honor, Dr. Anthony Melvin Cresto, Principal Scientist, Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, Mumbai. And today's chief guest, Dr. Zareen Delaware Hussain, CEO of Integro Pharma Group Limited. So can we have a round of applause for all our chief guests and guests? As a welcome gesture, I now request Mr. Ashutosh Chaubisi to felicitate Dr. Supriya Shidhai. Can we have him? Or Dr. Sandeep Zine, can you please felicitate Dr. Supriya Shidhai? Can we have a round of applause, guys? I now request Dr. Anand sir to come and felicitate Mr. Vikram Chaudhary. I request Mr. Pratik Barve to felicitate Mr. Venkateshwarlu. I request Dr. Zine sir to felicitate Mr. Harish Jain. I request Dr. Mustaq to felicitate Dr. Anthony Cresto. I request Mr. Pratik Barve to felicitate Dr. Lakshmikant. I request Principal Ma'am Dr. Supriya Shidhe to felicitate Dr. Zareen Hussain, our chief guest. I request Bulani sir to please felicitate our chief guest. I request Ashutosh sir to felicitate Mr. Prakash Lulla. And I now request Mr. Vikram Chaudhary to felicitate Bulani sir. Now I request all the dignitaries to please join in lighting the lamp and invoking the blessings of the Almighty. The pharmaceutical industry is a hardcore teacher having passion for the teaching profession, and I would now like kindly request her to address the audience.
Thank you very much, Saili. Palliative Care Society of Bangladesh. Guest of honor, Dr. Anthony Cresto, Principal Scientist. Our students are also doing their bit for the society through Rotaract Club of West Corp and Public Health Office of West Corp. The social work through these platforms is for the cause of serving the community for better health care. Amongst our other noticeable achievement, our BPharm program is accredited by National Board of Accreditation with grant of full 6 years of tenure. West Corp also has topped at Pan India with first prize in AICTE and Confederation of Indian Industry Survey 2018 of Best Industry Linked Institute. Our college is among top 70 pharmacy institutions at all India level as per the National Institutional Ranking Framework announced by MHRD Government of India for last 4 years. As a result of initiative by our founder trustee Shri B.L. Bulani ji, we have now ventured into innovative project of establishing incubation center at Vivekanand Education Society. This center will be aiming at promoting entrepreneurship spirit among young scientists. We as incubator would be committed to nurturing ideas of young startups and translating them into sustainable businesses through ecosystem of mentors and financiers. Today's event is a result of dedicated joint efforts for last few months by Operant Pharmacy Federation and VS College of Pharmacy under the guidance of Dr. Anthony Cresto and Shri Bulani ji. This conference is aimed at providing a platform of interaction between the industry and academia, networking opportunity, and gaining the knowledge from experts of pharma industry. We hope that we would succeed in establishing the linkages between the industry and academia through this conference. I congratulate Mr. Vikram Chaudhary, convener of this event, organizing committee from Operant Pharmacy Federation, VS College of Pharmacy, coordinators Dr. Sandeep Zine and Mr. Pratik Barve for organizing this event. I sincerely acknowledge the presence of delegates who have come in large number from different colleges located at Mumbai and in Maharashtra. Such overwhelming response to this event speaks of team efforts of the organizing committee and constant driving force by Dr. Anthony Crasto. We are privileged to have with us our chief guest, Dr. Jareen Hussain, who has made immense contribution in pharma and healthcare industry, particularly in the area of palliative care, and received many recognitions internationally. She is very enthusiastic in sharing her knowledge with other healthcare professionals and academic institutes, and her spirit of giving back to society has inspired many people to contribute in building a compassionate society. We are really grateful that she spared her valuable time for this event by traveling all the way from Bangladesh. Ma'am, your presence is truly very encouraging to all of us over here. And I once again request our audience to give a very big round of applause to welcome Madam. Lastly, I am very grateful to Dr. Nair, Principal of VS Institute of Technology, for providing the auditorium facility to us at the last moment after seeing the overwhelming response to the seminar. I extend my sincere thanks to our management, Shri Bulani ji, Dr. Prakash Lulla, Secretary Shri Amar Asrani ji, Treasurer Shri Suresh Malkani ji, and the other members for supporting and encouraging this endeavor. Wishing all of you a very, very fruitful seminar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam. I now request Mr. Vikram Chaudhary to please come and felicitate Ma'am for the same. From School of Pharmacy, Devi Ahilya, Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. He is innovative and research-oriented. He has proficiency in computer-aided drug discovery and docking studies. In addition, Mr. Vikram has the capability to work in a group with a high participation level. He is a multi-talented personality with special abilities to work under all kinds of situations and meet deadlines. His major research and development work includes in the pharmaceutical field, and he has also undertaken more than 12 different projects.
I heartily welcome you all on the third Foundation celebration of Operant Pharmacy Federation. It's our Foundation Day celebration as an international conference on pharmaceutical sciences, shaping future of pharma industry, new era innovation in biotechnology, pharmaceutical sciences and biosciences. This is my pleasure to stand in front of you. First of all, I would like to thank you all attend this conference, and I am really grateful to all fellow researchers presented for this event. I would like to take a moment to thank of all our OPF members, their extended support, and day and night they are working for this make this event successful. They are just taking 2 or 3 hours sleep to make this event successfully, because they are working for 20 hours daily from last 20 days. And every response for conference, every intimation of conference, they given within the 5 working hours. Every intimation of conference. And today this event will take the through short journey that what all news trends all being applied to our pharmacy as career. Today we have among us the experts who are really experienced and their respective fields.
All respected guests sitting with me on the dais, and especially Dr. Zareen, I welcome them. And to the all delegates, I say good morning.
Good morning.
And then this is the beginning of a next decade, starting from this month, 2020, it will go up to 2030. In fact, when I learned everything about this PharmaNEST, I said I will take out a time to really meet the researchers and learn from them. What is their vision for the next decade? Therefore, today I will not talk too much. I will only say that those who are in education and those who give the employment both have to think slightly differently. Today, science, or for any reason, any other discipline of education, have to be technology based. Even if you are doing research at the pharma, you will have to have support from the technology. Many of the management institutions, they are now converting their education from purely teaching them the management techniques to the techniques which will require skills, machine learning, data analytics, all those things.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of inspiration. I would now request Dr. Sandeep Zine to please felicitate, sir. Today we have with us Mr. Lakshmikant Gharat, who is the Vice President of Drug Discovery in Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. So can we please have him on the podium to share a few words?
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, so thanks a lot for inviting me here at this international conference, the PharmaNEST, and I can see a lot of students and obviously faculty who are very much interested in doing research for the future. Obviously, the base of this conference and the essence of this conference is all about innovation, right? And innovation is everywhere. More specifically now, since this conference is all about pharmacy and pharmaceutical sciences, most of the medicine that you have on a day-to-day basis has come through a lot of innovation, right? So if you see really how the drug discovery, how the area of pharmaceutical sciences has moved on, right from the early days of the infectious diseases. Only known to us were infectious diseases, but the things have moved on to today with lifestyle diseases like diabetes, obesity, and now the more dangerous disease that has come up is cancer, right? And there is really no cure for cancer, and we at our end in the pharmaceutical industry are really looking at cures of cancer, cures for cancer basically. And many of us know here, probably reading a lot about oncology, every cell obviously wants to live, and that is where the problem is, right, for oncology. And you can't kill the cancer, you can't kill the cells.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your insight on the current situation of the pharmaceutical industry. I would now like to request Ojas sir to please come and present sir with a token of appreciation. We are privileged to have with us today as special guest Mr. Harish Jain, who is the Director of Embiotics Laboratory Private Limited, Bangalore, India, and Secretary, Karnataka Drug and Pharmaceuticals Manufacturing Association. He has completed his B.Pharm in 1989 from the Government College of Pharmacy in Bangalore and M.Pharm in 1991 from the College of Pharmacy, New Delhi. In pharmaceutics, he is pharma entrepreneur with 27 years of experience in the industry. So I would now request him to please join us.
Good morning to you all. Once- Now, first of all, maybe I congratulate the customary congratulate to the organizers, the Operant Pharmacy Federation, for organizing this unique industry and academic topics to bring knowledge on innovations, discoveries, knowledge, advanced technologies, latest trends, competition, and extension of market dynamics. More than that, I would like to congratulate all the delegates who have come here, who have taken interest to come over here and attend this conference for the whole day. I think most of you would like to be in your college, want to enjoy, want to be, maybe there's a winter, I don't know, many of you might be having winter holidays too, but then you have taken an interest and to come here, and more important, I'm sure this is not compulsory. Sure, I think it's not compulsory to come here. So what you have taken a conscious decision to add value to your knowledge, to add value to your career. I think wherever I go, I tell only 2 things or 3 things. Say for example, anything like you're looking for a job, what are we looking at? Are we looking at salary? Obviously yes. But is the only thing? Anybody else who can tell me what else you are looking at when you're looking at a job?
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts and approach in the field of innovation in pharmaceutical industry. I would now like Dr. Anand, sir, to please present him with a memento as a token of appreciation. I would also like Dr. Sandeep Zine to present a memento as a token of appreciation to Dr. Prakash Lulla, who has taken out time to be with us here today. We are extremely privileged to have with us today as the chief guest Dr. Zareen Delawar Hussain, who is the most diversified and pioneer healthcare professional, entrepreneur, and philanthropist in Bangladesh, with significant accomplishments in all arenas where she has stepped in. Professionally, she is a cardiothoracic anesthesiologist, and her 30 years of incessant learning, dedication, and commitment made her distinctive, well-connected, and confident. From her passion about creating meaningful changes in healthcare management, especially within terminally ill patients, she focused this less tapped arena and played a significant role in advocating palliative care concepts in Bangladesh, together with the team of Center of Palliative Care, in building a compassionate society. She has many stories to tell about the mindset of patients who are in their final journey, their thoughts about death and dying. She regularly takes part in courtyard meetings in slums to advocate palliative care. Now, she is the General Secretary of Palliative Care Society of Bangladesh. She is an iconic first-generation female startup entrepreneur who initiated Invicta Pharma Care Limited for bringing world-hit high-technology pharma products and medical devices in Bangladesh at an affordable price. For her personal visionaries and resourcefulness, she introduced couple of world's blockbuster product in Bangladesh at nominal costs. Later, she became a shareholder of mid-sized pharmaceutical manufacturer for introducing specialized healthcare products for Bangladesh and global market. Dr. Zareen is the founder, director, and CEO of Integro Pharma Group Limited, which constitutes of a manufacturing plant of pharma product and distribution unit of world top class product through importing from overseas. Over the last decade, Dr. Zareen has become an influential voice in the country for establishing women empowerment through economic independence at root level, gender violence, and stopping child marriage. Dr. Zareen is a committed Zontian organization, Zontian, and also the charter of president of Zonta Club of Greater Dhaka. Zonta International is an organization which has 30,000 members in 63 countries and holds highest NGO position in the United Nations. The mission of Zonta is to empower women and girl child through service and advocacy. She started a pilot project for rehabilitating leprosy-treated women by giving them sewing training and Singer Sewing Academy, and at the end of the training certificate of completion and a sewing machine. I think that's a great initiative. We can have a round of applause for that. This has changed the lives of many such women who were isolated and looked down upon. Currently, she is the Vice Area Director of Zonta International of Area 2, District 25. She is the popular media personality who is anchoring various health-related shows in most of the television channels. Dr. Zareen has a clear mindset and keen ideas to expand her pharma industry in Arab Peninsula, Europe and US through either acquisition, merger or technology transfer. Dr. Zareen completed her MBBS in 1989 from Chittagong Medical College. She completed her post-graduation in anesthesiology from Dhaka University. She completed fellowship in cardiothoracic anesthesiology from Escorts Heart Institute and Research Center, New Delhi, India. She has also completed her basic certification course in palliative medicine from BSMMU. So I would now like to invite ma'am to deliver the keynote address.
First of all, my sincerest apology for being late, and not my fault, because the flight was delayed from Dhaka, and I was sitting in the airport for 8 hours. Then the red spicy jet brought me to Mumbai like a bird. We checked into the hotel at 12 o'clock at night. We ordered some dinner. The dinner came at 3 o'clock in the morning, slept 3 hours, started, and I have no control over Mumbai traffic, and hence I'm late. I'm sorry and apologize. Wow. Coming to India is coming back home. India has always been my home from my childhood. My dad served in the Indian Royal Navy. I was not born then. He was a bachelor. And he knew India very well. And when we were small, he would bring us to India to show all the historical places. And I can tell you, I have seen lots of museums and palaces and name it, I've seen it all. Then I've spent good 1.5 years in Delhi studying, doing my fellowship in cardiac anesthesia, and under the stalwart anesthesiologist, Dr. Yatin Mehta. Those days, Dr. Naresh Trehan, the famous cardiologist, was a star celebrity. I worked in his operation theatre, and I'm a lifelong member of Indian Association of Cardiothoracic Anesthesiologists. Before I further say, I'm a storyteller actually. I like to get away from tradition. So traditionally, I would like to address now, good morning, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries in front of the dais, and my family. I am truly blessed to be here in front of you. One fine morning, I get an email from Vikram who says, "Ma'am, you have to come and grace the occasion as the chief guest." Where? In Vivekananda College. Where? For a congress. Now I have 3 allergy to 3 words. Guest, chief guest, congress, and university. I left university long time back. Now, if I had not been a guest, I would have loved to be a family member of Operant Pharmacy Federation. A family member coming all the way home to listen to stalwart speakers on innovative pharmaceuticals. Then, Congress. What is this Congress? We already lead a fast-pacing life, and to earn our bread, to meet our needs. So don't we need some mingling? Instead of Congress, can we not say family get-together? Where we exchange ideas and learn. Another thing, university. I can personally say the best days of my life were in school, where I learned ABCD in nursery. And how did I learn? Through singing, in a casual atmosphere, where the teachers were teaching me Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, ABCD, Wee Wee Willinky, Jack and Jill. We still remember. In college and university, serious business. Wow, the professor's here. You have to be quiet. You don't understand. You have to hammer your brain and try to understand what is he trying to say. And you hammer your brain and say, oh God, I need to keep this in my memory because I need to produce this in the question paper and I need to sit for the viva. Oh God, help me. So do we remember all? I don't remember what I learned in college in physics and chemistry. So everything should be learned in a congenial atmosphere. Now I will start up with a different conversation. It is from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In the start, during the Kali Yuga, the famous philosopher Vesvad, he was quite despaired, looking at the society was breaking, no values, no morals. So he wrote a lot of philosophical books and giving solutions to all kind of problem that when a person reads, in his lifetime he will be able to solve all his problem. Now, he was quite depressed, seeing nobody is reading his books. Nobody is buying his books. Then he went to Narad Modi and told, what is this problem? I have gone to so much of trouble in writing these philosophical books and books on everything for every solution. How come nobody is reading? Nobody is even buying my books. Then Narendra Modi said, you have written such complicated things. Who has the time to read such complicated things? You go out there and tell a story. Because where people always like to listen to a story. Because the story has a problem and a solution. People like to hear stories like the way we did in our nursery class. And they will, through their perception, take away whatever they can. Even if it is one person, it will still help them. So that's why I like to say stories. Now, today when I came, I will tell you an interesting story again. I like to come to India because of its tradition, culture, the way they greet. And I do spend coming to big hotels to stay because they greet me in a very traditional way. And for 4 or 5 days, I feel like a Maharani from Rajasthan. But today, I didn't have to pay anything. Vikram really made me feel like a Maharani. With the band, walking in front, being received by a band, and Vikram escorting me, and the principal, Suraya, escorting me. I really felt like a princess. So, let's call this a family gathering where knowledge will be spread out. You carry on your conversation with your friends, whatever you can take back home, that is your asset, and you learn through it. This is not a classroom, and I don't believe in that. Let's break the tradition. We are X generation. Everything has to be simplified, understandable. Yes, complexities are there. We know about futuristic medicine. We are thinking now. Often the pharmaceutical companies, they say, are we missing the health trend? Are we? Now, if you say the health is in one side, pharmaceutical in this side, the way health is going, have you ever thought 30 years before robot performing a surgery? No. Now they do. In healthcare system, there has been vast development and going at high speed. But where is pharma? Is it going at very high speed? Are they missing the train? Or are they seeing a spaceship on top of all pharmaceutical company? Or are they not seeing it? We need to innovate, as rightly said by all the stalwarts. Innovate, innovate, innovate. What can we innovate? I am from Bangladesh. We don't have Silicon Valley. You have Silicon Valley. India has Silicon Valley. India has pharmaceutical companies. And what do we have? We are this part of the world. We have 258 pharmaceutical plants. India has established many, but only one in Bangladesh. Why is it so? Our labor cost is very low. Our operational charge is very low. And we can make patent drugs because it was waived because we belong to the LTC country. And it will be there till 2032. So India can collaborate with us. And I feel like that I'm an ambassador. I'm inviting Indians to come with their technology, to come with their expertise, join hand with us. Why should we look at US and America and look at some garage lab where somebody, a startup, will come up with nano pills, 3D pills, customized medication? Because if we don't, somebody else will. There is a theory where there is a vacuum, something will occupy it. So I would like to congratulate Open Pharmacy Federation family. Good luck. And I like to take the privilege to thank all of you for inviting me, making me feel like a princess, at least for today. And today, I would like to hear stories from the stalwarts. And we will learn from their stories what it is, how we are progressing. The pharma world should not be abolished. Artificial intelligence should be incorporated into the pharma world. We should be able, because for one drug, when you innovate one drug, that has to be tested and it takes $1 million to get the trial. What if we can do on a patient model through artificial intelligence, on a silico? It will take seconds to do these tests. Why can't we go forward? Think beyond the box, out of the box, and think what you can do. Because I'm not only a thinker, I'm a storyteller. And my stories have groomed me what I am today. I have stories which I will share later with you at the end of the session. Till now, brilliant storytellers, we want to hear your story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing with us your stories and an enriched experience in a very relatable manner. I would now like Principal Ma'am Dr. Supriya Shidhe and Mr. Vikram to present a token of appreciation to Dr. Zareen. With this, I request all the dignitaries on the dais to now formally launch the conference proceedings, inaugurate today's conference and commence the lectures. I now request all the dignitaries to join in the release of the souvenir. We would now be starting with the presenting of the Operant Pharmacy. The next award is for Excellency in Research for Ayurvedic Microbiology. I request Bulani sir to please present this award to Dr. S.B. Dahikar. Can everybody please have a round of applause? I request Bulani sir to present this award. The next award is for Excellent Contribution Award. I request Dr. Zareen to present this award to Sentamis Selvan. Can we have a round of applause for them? We would also like to congratulate and appreciate the members of Operant who have been a significant contribution in research and development. So I would call out the names of the members. Mr. Kishan Lal Sirvi, Sanyasi Pradhan, Ramesh Chaudhary, Satyajit Prushti, Sentamis Selvan again, and Mr. Alok, Mr. Ashutosh Chaubisi, and Mr. Chandani Chandrana.
Mr. Harish Jain, you're welcome. We want to hear your story. Thank you.
Mr. Harish Jain.
Before I do that, I just want to know, it is just for my own information. You said that antibiotics are prescription drugs and no pharmacy in India sells it. But fortunately, unfortunately, in our country, it does get sold. I mean, even as much as, if you want to buy sedatives like benzodiazepines, yes, diazepam. So we are not that stringent on that. So I'm very glad to know that in India, because my friend, she comes from Calcutta and she buys a lot of antibiotics and diazepam from Bangladesh, and she says that she cannot get it unless she sees a doctor. It is very good. I mean, that means drugs are not being abused. And not another thing is the whitening agent, the skin light. Which has taken our industry, it is like an OTC product. Skin light, I don't know who's making it.
Which one, ma'am?
Skin light,
Yeah.
skin care. It's whitening agent, and I suddenly see my maid servant becoming white. I said, what are you applying on your face? And she took out this cream. It's made in India, in Gujarat. It's called Skin Light. It has trinitoin, mamoic acid.
Mometazone.
Exactly. It's skin shine or skin light. Okay. So that has really
I didn't want it to take that name, so I knew that.
So that has really taken, everybody's becoming fair because we have a lot of garment workers, female garment, they are all becoming fair. So I wish there would be something to let them know that these are should not be used and unless a prescription is given to them.
I look, for you being an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I tell you there is a big business opportunity there. Look at the herbal medicines. Many of the people they specialize into pharmacognosy will tell you there are a lot of herbal medicines in India, like you're looking at curcumin. Some of the curcumin extracts and a lot of creams are available in herbal extracts too, also, which are genuinely very good. You are looking at and quite economical. So that's a kind of a business opportunity what you should be looking at.
I think I'll take your tip.
And again in Schedule H1, what I said about prescription drugs, our government was very pragmatic enough. We don't have all the antibiotics under that Schedule H1. Some of the antibiotics were left out, which do not develop resistance so fast. For example, amoxiclav, or we are looking at azithromycin.
Azithromycin is randomly used. I mean,
it's randomly used, but it doesn't develop resistance very fast.
Okay.
Then we had ofloxacin. So those kind of drugs were left out of that, and only the ones stringent, like you're looking at third generation cephalosporins, or you had this PNAMs.
Right.
So those were put under Schedule H1, so that, because the problem what happened was, I'll tell you, this is where the problem, it happened with anti-TB drugs, it happened with antibiotics. Now, TB was almost eradicated in 1980s in the most of the developed world. So what happened was, most of the research started drying up in those part of the world. But then when the AIDS, HIV started coming in, people started developing TB. So again the research has come. So after many decades, you have a new drug called as a bedaquiline. Now similar thing is happening in as far as antibiotics are happening. We don't have much of a new pipeline of drugs. Now if you look at the stringent measures the government, most of the Europe and North American governments put in place to ensure that antibiotics are not there. You have what I would, this is where I appreciate Government of India's initiative of Swachh Bharat.
Yes.
So we don't,
Truly appreciate.
the basic thing lies about is to avoid infections. And we also have, most of the hospitals in Europe and North Americans were of standards. We had a class 100 class of operation theaters, not much of infections. The antibiotics are used very so since the antibiotics were not used much, they put a stop to that. Not much of a research was happening. And India and all these countries, the resistance started developing. The antibiotic pipeline is virtually dry. After PNAM, you tell me which are the class of antibiotics which have come.
Exactly.
And in India, we have a problem. Meropenem has a resistance.
Okay. Thank you so much. It was about the legal issues and about the drug efficacy, three things I'm going to take back home: efficacy, ethical issues, and safety. I'm sure a lot of students who have MPharm, they know about it. This is a takeaway, very important. And don't, like he said, you should not concentrate only in what you are doing. Go to the compression site, go see how the water is being filtered and made purified. So this is called self-teaching, and you sort of grow within yourself. When I take classes, I always say, when I leave, I want you to know more than me. That's where the satisfaction lies. So I'm really happy to see a beautiful presentation. It was like a story, and thank you so much.
I request Dr. Supriya Shidhe ma'am to please felicitate. To please present them with a memento.
So have lot of philosophical and spiritual touch. You began with a wonderful quote by Swami Vivekanand, and ended your lecture with the quote of Mother Teresa. And you could actually sense the pulse of our students. You spoke about the opportunities. You also talked about the Government of India, their framework, reforms, new initiatives. That itself shows how hardcore central government servant you are, and how ethically and honestly you are representing your CDS-CO department. Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful lecture, and I would love to honor you now.
See, I was inspired by Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India. You see the working hours of Narendra Modi. No family, that is his personal interest. But how hard he is working for the country, right? So almost 18 hours per day. And uska तमन्ना ये है स्वच्छ भारत, श्रेष्ठ भारत, डिजिटल भारत, संपूर्ण भारत, finally विश्व भारत, right? So if you permit time, please come for my marriage in April.
Congratulations for that, sir.
Congratulations, sir. Please come on the stage to felicitate them. So the first evaluator, Dr. Kiran Jathar. The next evaluator, Mrs. Sheetal Torkadi. And the third evaluator, Mrs. Suvarna Patil. Thank you so much, ma'am. I now request Vikram sir to please felicitate the other evaluators. Dr. Rajshri Hirlekar. Ma'am. Dr. Ganga Srinivasan. And now Dr. Sandeep Zine, sir. We are privileged to have with us today as the guest of honor Dr. Anthony Cresto, the Principal Scientist of Glenmark Pharmaceuticals Limited. I now request him to share a few words with us.
Operant Group promises to come up with international collaborations in future, and as students, as members, as regional heads, or maybe some designations you can get, and you can be a part. They have not slept, it seems. They have slept for 2-3 hours. And see the tuning what they have done. There is not a single mistake. There is not a single error. I was very scared, something might go. Then she has to again come back here. And here, I end my talk wishing you a grand success. You go back with a memory of a lifetime that you attended an international conference of a top class quality, organized by Operant and hosted by Vivekananda Education Society, VS Chembur, Mumbai, India. Thank you.
Dear audience, you have heard the scientist himself what Operant Pharmacy promises to do for you. As he said, he's going to open a Pandora box. I am now a part of Operant Pharmacy Federation family, close to my heart, as well as Vivekananda College. Any assistance the Federation needs, anything, all Vikram needs is to send me a mail, and it will be taken care of. And I can promise you from my heart that it was an excellent gathering, excellent family gathering with a lot of storytelling, and I wish you all a bright future. Thank you so much.
If any student wants to come up here and share their views about today's conference, the podium is open for them. If anybody wants to come up.
As you know, I'm a storyteller. So you must be wondering, what is this Dr. Zareen, a cardiothoracic anesthesiologist, doing in this pharmaceutical federation, Open Pharmacy Federation? Yes, I've changed my orbit. I'm one hell of a restless woman who like to do a lot of things. And what did I do? What did I do? I don't know. When I wanted to enter the pharmaceutical industry, I told my team, I already made a team by then, and you can see my business plan and technical head, Mr. Minaz, is with me. So they all gathered together, and I asked them, what is the most top-selling drug of the world? They found out 15. Now, can anybody say which is the number one top-selling drug in the world? It's Humira. And we identified there are 6 drugs that are not made in Bangladesh. So, what happens to the patient? They take substitute medication. So my punchline is, I want to get niche products from abroad at an affordable price. Why? Because the right treatment is a birthright of every human being. So what did I do? Being a cardiothoracic anesthesiologist, I was always working with cardiac patients, and I saw that for chronic angina, they were using extended release tablets. This extended release tablets had a lot of side effects, and it is banned. Yet, Bangladesh patients are using it. So I had a connection, long-term connection with US Pharma in America. They are known as US Pharma. Dr. Manish Dixit. And I went up to him and I said, look, I need your help. He said, how can I help you? I said, I need your branded product, Nitrodur patch. The patch, which is hassle-free. Patient don't have to swallow the drug 3 times a day. They will put a patch, and this patch will work 24 hours. Every day they will change the patch. Then he said, yes, you may have it. Not only that, over time, I will transfer the technology. I was so elated. I did not stop there. I said, no, not Bangladesh. I want to do it for India as well. Sri Lanka, Nepal, Turkey. Then he said, yes, done. Done, deal and signed. A family member had macular degeneration edema due to diabetes. So, that family member could afford to go beyond borders to take intravitreal injection. There are 3 types that are given. One is Lucentis, one is Avastin, and another one is Eylea. So obviously when he had gone abroad, we will take Eylea. Trust me, very expensive. And how much? 1 vial, $3,000. And doctor's fee and OT charge? Another $1,000. So it comes to $4,500, leaving apart the travel expense and hotel expenditure. And it had to be given in 2 eyes. So 2 eyes cost in 1 month $4,000 minus hotel expenditure, travel expense. And this drug needs to be injected in the eye after every 28 days. So what did I do? 28 days, after every 28 days, I had to go to Bangkok and get that family member injected with that injection. This was running in my mind. So what do other people do? I mean, who can't afford? So they are stuck with Lucentis. They're stuck with Avastin. Avastin, you know, it is used for colorectal surgery, colorectal cancer. So I again asked my team, guys, help me. Get me Eylea. See, who can give us at a nominal price? And they worked day and night, and we got Alia. And trust me, how much am I selling for? 60,000 taka only. To all the retinal specialists. Then, as I say, I'm a storyteller. We don't have board meetings. We have storytelling sessions. I was asking my team, how come every month I'm traveling? I haven't done much. What have I done? Then they said, ma'am, you have done this much, but the impact was big. So, if you can do this much and the impact is big, then if I can do this much, how much the impact will be? And that thought kept on reflecting on my mind. What did I do? Oh yes, I was an anesthesiologist. When I would give anesthesia, I would hold the patient's hand. I would ask stories. I would want to know who was in the family, how much he suffered, how much is he thinking of his surgery. And the patient would say, ma'am, when you wake me up, will I see you holding my hand? I say, yes, you will see me. Then, during cardiac surgery, after cardiac surgery, patient is not recovered or patient is not awoken on the OT table. They are taken on the ventilator to the ICU, and after 7-8 hours time, they are extubated. And they would say, ma'am, will I see you? I said, of course, you will see me. And I would hear the story. And they would say, oh ma'am, what will happen if I die? I have a little child. So many stories I heard. Another interestingly, in escorts, I just finished a case, came out in the corridor. And I see a gentleman crying in Bengali. I immediately rushed to him and I spoke to him in Bengali. He thought some angel dropped her from the sky and talking in Bengali. And where did this Bengali girl come from? He said, "Aap Bangla jante hain?" I said, yes, I know Bengali. I'm from Bangladesh. He said, Ferishta? I said, no, human being. And he said, will I see you? I said, yes, you will see me after the surgery and I'm going to give you anesthesia. So there you go. I have so many stories. Then from there, I was the chief of ICU. I would hear stories from parents. Sometimes the fathers couldn't afford to keep the son or the daughter on the ventilator, and they would pray that the child dies because they can't bear the expense. What a story. How sad. Then, I have a woman platform from where I work, where I empower women. I used to go to slum. My team has tough time keeping me in the office because I'm very restless. I love to listen to stories. I stayed in the slum to see what is happiness to them. Happiness to them is food. They want food 3 times a day. That's all. And I asked them, what about your children? Do they want to go to school? Yes, but we can't afford. Okay, so that's your life. I hear it. Then from there, I go to the rural areas because I also work to stop child marriage. And from there, I want to hear the story. Why is the child being a young bride at the ripe age of 12 or 13? I ask the father, why is he getting his daughter married? The father has a story, and quite logical. I asked the mother, do you want your child to be a bride and a mother at the age of 13 or 14? She said, she has a story, very logical, that we can't afford to keep her. Security, money, we need to feed her, we can't afford school. She seemed very logical. Then I asked the bride, do you want to get married? She said, yes. What to do? My parents can't afford me. So everything seemed very logical. And I was going crazy on my head. Oh my God, my stories are here, my stories are here, my stories are here. Then, finally, when I was working in palliative care, there have been a lot of sleepless nights. I was holding hands with a lot of patients who were dying tomorrow, dying day after, tears were rolling down their eyes, tears were rolling down my cheeks. Helpless, as much as I am, as they are, their final calling. And imagine how many stories I have. I have stacks of letters from patients who can't talk, who has oropharyngeal cancer and could not talk. They would write letters to me. All these stories shaped me, changed me, and groomed me as to what you see, Dr. Zareen. Today, I'm so blessed. I'm so honored that because of all those patients and of all the stories, I have reached here in Mumbai to grace your occasion as a family member of Operant Pharmacy Federation. I sincerely want to thank Anthony Bhai, who have made him a brother, and Anthony and Vikram, both of them, and I'm extending any help that you need, because it's high time we all did something for the society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. We would now be starting with the announcement of the e-poster presentation winners. Before that, I request Ganga ma'am to please come on the stage and share her experience about today's e-poster competition. And the first place goes to Ashish Jhangiani. The first position also gets a cash prize. I request Vikram sir and Zareen ma'am to stay back, and Ganga ma'am and Kiran ma'am, you can occupy the seats in the audience. Thank you so much, ma'am. And now the prize for best oral presentation goes to Shifa Surfi. And the first position, the only position for best oral presentation, also gets a cash prize. Heartiest congratulations to all the winners. Can we have a round of applause for all of them? As we approach the end of this program, it's our sincere duty to thank all of them who have made this event a success. I request Mr. Vikram and Dr. Sandeep Zine to now propose a vote of thanks.
For the amount of meticulous planning and overall supervision by President of Student Council, Ms. Saili Kharkar. So I expect big round of applause for them. My grateful thanks are directed to all the distinguished guests. She's done a marvelous job today over here. She has done very good comparing. So Operant Pharmacy is very happy with our overall comparing session. Then Mr. Jay, Shikha, Harsh, Priyanka, please come fast. Saloni, Raj, Gauravi, Shruti, Pooja, Shreya, Hardik, Sakshi, Rushti, Shrejal, Suprita, Parth, and Abhijit. So really a great teamwork by all these council members. They have coordinated this activity in a very systematic way. Hardik. Yeah, I would like to call Team Operand also. Since last so many days, they are working very hard for this international conference under the able guidance of Mr. Vikrant Chaudhary.
And now we would like Vikram sir and Zareen ma'am to please felicitate the coordinators from VS College of Pharmacy, Dr. Sandeep Zine and Mr. Pratik Barve. I now request everyone seated here to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय